5. Our first oddity is the Embedded, the freakish creature which can be found chained to a cage containing a Milfanito. And moaning. The once human Embedded, realizing that he could never resist the temptation of the flesh, bound himself eternally with chains. Since then, he has awaited the day that somebody will find this key and bury it within his bosom. And that's it. This is literally all we know about the Embedded. For some reason, this hollowed soul is chained up at the highest point in Drangleic Castle, waiting for someone to slit a keyblade into his face. But why? Who are you and where did you come from? With no rhyme or reason to be there, other than to just hang around being creepy, the Embedded comes in at number 5. 4. Our next oddity comes in the form of a location, the Undead Crypt.
Countless dead rest here in peace, cradled by the comfort of dark.
Grave Warden Ogdane watches over the Undead Crypt, making sure those buried aren't disturbed by outsiders. So, just think about that for a moment. Undead Crypt. The hollows here have been literally buried alive. Now don't get me wrong, this falls in line with the lore of the game. Humans and undead are considered dark beings, and
in the past, humans were one with the dark.
The Queen brought peace to this land and to her king. A peace so deep, it was like the dark.
The dark is peaceful for them, so this actually makes a great deal of sense. But it's still an entire location of the game where undead have been both willfully and forced to be buried alive. 3! As the cursed undead levels up, goes through countless deaths, and progresses through horrific environments, you regularly interact with the Emerald Herald in Majula. And yet, somehow, she always manages to be one step ahead of you, no matter where you go. Make it to Drangleic Castle? Guess who's hanging around waiting for you? Defeat a giant guardian dragon and make it past the atrocities of Aldia's Manor? Yup, she's somehow made it to the Dragon Area too. Venture past Milfanito, the creepy demon of song, into the Undead Crypt and defeat Velstadt, King Vendrick's most leal soldier, to finally obtain the King Ring, allowing you to unlock doors no one else can possibly venture inside. And she's in the Throne of what? We need to have a talk, Shanalot, because something seems mighty fishy here. And speaking of which, how does Dark Diver Grandal always manage to be at the exact abyss location you happen to be at? It's like he's all-knowing. Dude! Talking to Lenegras, he'll reveal he actually has a daughter.
Drat. You're worse than my reckless daughter.
We eventually meet just that daughter, Cloanne, in Harvest Valley. Upon exhausting her dialogue, we get her to move to Majula and reunite with her father. Finally, a happy ending in a Souls game.
My witless daughter finally came home. Just as oblivious as she's always been. Well, at least now I can keep an eye on her.
You see that blacksmith over there? Is he one of those hollows? He seems to keep eyeing me up. He sort of looks like my father. He's a blacksmith too, you see. The poor man's such a worrywart. But he wouldn't follow me out here, would he?
Why don't you, walk 5 meters over and go say hello? Maybe, hey, you remind me of my father. Maybe something? Lenegras and Cloanne are forever found in Majula within eyesight of each other, and Cloanne is stuck pondering about their father and daughter, yet neither of them have the inclination to simply stand up, walk over, and say hi. For eternity! 1. Upon defeating Mythin, the Earthen Peak, the cursed undead will enter onto an elevator which will take you up to the Iron Keep, which is all fine and good, except for, how is this even possible? Looking at the Earthen Peak from afar, you'll notice it has a roof. There's sky above it. I hate to be that guy who's going to point out the most glaring and obvious oddity at number 1, but how does this lead to this? Do you hop on Willy Wonka's elevator, which magically transports you through the sky into the Iron Keep? Because if that's the case, then I'm okay with that, and it all makes total and complete sense.